Against po ako sa political dynasty po.
I think it's fine. I am not for political dynasties.
I have no opinion in political dynasty.
Hi guys, this is Seth Donka and welcome back to Opinionated, giving you unfiltered and unscripted opinions straight from the streets. You know, political dynasties have been prevalent in the Philippines for decades. Current Vice President Sara Duterte has opened the possibility of her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, and his two sons, Mayor Baste Duterte and Congressman Paulo Duterte, to run for Senate in 2025. Ngayon, how do Filipinos feel about having three Dutertes running for Senate next year? We're hitting the streets to find out. Let's go.
Para po sa akin, ang bad political dynasty po, kung meron pong dayaan, para naman po sa good dynasty na tinutukoy ko po, parang sa perspective ko lang po, kung wala naman pong cheating, talagang pulso po ng taong bayan na iluklok po, is yun po yung masasabi kong good political dynasty na even man yung politikong yun ayoko, pero yun talaga yung pulso ng taong bayan, tatanggapin kumbaga. Kasi yun yung para sa akin meaningful ang democracy about politics po.
Against po ako sa political dynasty po. Kasi isa lang po yung goal nila. Like, wala po silang iba-ibang perspective.
Yung mga tao dapat mag-set sila ng standards na nakabase sila sa credentials ng tao and hindi yung parang nakabase lang sila kasi sikat to or parang kilala nila yung family name. Imbis na tumingin sila doon sa mismong tao, dapat mag-focus sila sa kung ano bang nagawa ng tao na to or ano pa bang goals and visions.
I have no opinion in political dynasty.
I think it's fine as long as kaya nila patunayan na yung reputation ng Duterte dati na kaya pa nila panindigan na they can make Philippines better. If I have to generalize my opinion about it, I am not for political dynasties, especially with our judicial system here in the Philippines. Kasi nakita naman po natin na kung gaano ka detrimental yung impact niya sa atin and wala po kasing nagiging progress sa overall management ng governance dito sa Pilipinas if we were to encourage that practice. So siguro po, para sa Senate na din, better if i-implement po nila or i-reprocess po nila yung anti-political dynasty bill kasi para rin naman po yun sa welfare nating mga Pilipino and para ma-regulate na rin po natin yung mga ibang politicians na even nasa maliliit na LGUs na tumakbo for office na parang kinakapitalize na lang yung pera ng bayan.
Dapat hindi sila tumitingin lang sa popularity nga, and usually kasi ang mga Filipinos, kung sino yung sikat, kung sino lang yung kilala nila, yun yung binovote nila instead of yung checking the credentials, backgrounds. Kahit hindi naman masyadong maganda yung background ng families na yun, ang nangyayari pa rin, they still keep on voting them.
No po ako doon kasi tumatakbo lang po sila sa position for power, money, and connection. Hindi yung goal na para makatulong sa masa.
Knowing that there's another chance that mas dumami pa sila in position, knowing that there are a lot of wrong things that they've done in the previous administrations, and not only generally in the Philippines, but even in the past, like there were resurfacing issues and issues that actually never died. Pretty problematic. The political dynasty is still a thing. Even my own province, we've been under a political dynasty for years and years and years. Umabot na sa point na lola na, tas apo na yan yung tatakbo. Hindi mo masisisi kasi ibang tao why they subscribe to that kind of voting behavior. There's a need to educate them, not create division. So if you're really against political dynasties or if you're against these politicians that do not align or promote the visions or ideas that you do not subscribe to, then it's best to create a healthy environment wherein you could promote them instead of creating division that would further push these people away.
Parang masyado na po siya naging normalize sa Pilipinas. Parang naging close-minded na po yung older generations. Dapat po talaga matigil siya. Pero in this kind of environment na rin sa Pilipinas, mahirap na po talaga siya.
Well, upon hearing na may tatlong Duterte na tatakbo in the Senate, I feel agitated. Mas mapapalala lang yung issue ng burokrata kapitalismo sa politics ng Philippines kung saan elite na naman yung malalagay sa national seat tapos gagamitin na naman nila yung position na yun, i-abuse nila yung power nila to implement rules that would cater to their interests. Alam din naman natin yung bad record ni President Rodrigo Duterte, diba? Nagkaroon din nga siya ng kaso, diba? May pending case siya internationally. Alam din naman natin kung paano naging militarized yung approach niya. Hindi nga lang sa pag-eradicate ng drugs, but also, di ba, tanda natin nung COVID. Under his administration, kita na natin na hindi talaga efficient or effective yung leadership niya. I won't deny it na based on his popularity, there's really a big chance na mananalo ulit siya. We can't deny the masses since victim din lang sila ng mga propaganda ng Duterte administration, lalong-lalo na sa Facebook, sa TikToks, diba? Tapos meron pang mga trolls. Hindi rin naman lahat may capacity na makapag-fact check agad, diba? Hindi naman lahat may resources. I think it's better na isisi talaga doon sa mga Duterte since they take advantage of their vulnerability.
I think it's because of the names that they have established po, as well as yung parang business po nila. Kasi po karamihan sa mga politicians natin, whether it be local or national, talagang ang dami po nilang mga franchise or parang ina-ensure nila na matunog yung name nila. So, ayun po, sana lang meron din pong mangyaring mga practices or parang mga activities to encourage Filipinos to stop voting for them in a sense na parang hindi na po madala sa mga ganong papabango nila sa mga pangalan nila.
Popularity, kalaban nila usually walang familiar background. Kumbaga ano ba yun? Pansin ko lang po kasi mas maganda po meron talagang debate para sa ganun mag-give po ng opportunity man lang yung mga taong hindi kilala about sa plano po nila. Hindi triplan po talaga to give them chance na ipakita kung ano ba yung kaya nilang gawin.
Parang sila yung nagiging matunog. Political dynasty nga po, yung root nila, yun yung nakasanayan ng mga tao.
Meron kasi mga tao na kapag sa isang family, sa political dynasty, marami siyang nagawa and parang na-expect nila na magiging ganun din karami yung magagawa ng next na tatakbo pero same family.
Because of its image, its influence. Kung hindi mo naman alam yung history ng isang politiko, tapos iboboto mo siya just because of his image, parang walang sense na binoto mo yung ganong tao.
If paulit-ulit pa rin nila binoboto, it means na may napapatunayan sila na gusto nilang makakuha.
Mostly po kasi sa mga voters is older generations, lalo na po nung last year na election. So parang yung mga bumoboto po na yun is close-minded na rin po sila. So parang kung ano lang po yung nakikita nila about dun sa politiko na yun, yun na po yung stand nila. Dahil po sa plataforma na pinakita, ganun, yun na po yung nagiging trust nila sa certain politiko.
Popular president kasi si Duterte. Di na natin siya masisisi lang sa trolls eh. Many people have subscribed to that strong man image, karamihan sa atin. Parang yun na yung gusto kasi sinasabi nila na there's no actual change. Like, you would hear it now, no? Since naupo yung president daw now, dumagdag daw yung crime. Pero some people do not really look into the reasons why takot yung tao before. They were only looking dun nga sa fact na binaril eh. Ganon. Some part, the media was kind of silent at the same time. So you won't really hear much about it. You can't blame the people who have limited access to, let's say, the platforms of these people. Kasi kung ikaw nga naman, like, you're not that educated, you would go for a popular name that you frequently hear just because of familiarity. So you can't really blame the people on that part. And you cannot blame them if they would continue to subscribe to these same politicians. Kasi nga, that's the kind of information that they're being fed. And if it's not being filtered well, then that's what they would take as well.
No, kasi may sarili-sarili naman dahilan kung bakit sila nagbo-vote for that person naman eh.
Definitely po. Kasi po, tuwing may mga paayuda programs po, nandun din po sila. Like, they're always present to like encourage people to vote for them. And parang meron pa po silang mga video displays kung saan pinapakita nila sa mga binibigyan nila ng ayuda na, ay, ganito iboto nyo ko kasi natulungan ko na yung mga senior citizens natin, yung mga scholars natin sa mga ganitong funding. So, parang hinihila na lang po nila yung conscience ng mga tao.
Sa akin walang utang na loob. As a mamamayan ng Pilipinas, hindi applicable yung utang na loob when it comes to politics.
For me po, meron po talaga. Kasi since older generation nga po, so halimbawa yung lolo po nila, pero po yung utang na loob po nila sa mga Marcos po. Kasi po may ibang families po na nag-benefit po talaga sila sa panahon na yun, while others po is naghirap po talaga. Yung sa stand nga po nila sa dati pa pong panahon, is okay po yung pamamalakad nila, ganun. So parang na-pass down na po siya sa generations. So, yun na po yung naging stand nila.
It plays a role po na dapat hindi. Kasi yung mga ginagawa naman po nilang mga projects, mga campaign, hindi natin dapat tanawin na utang na loob kasi galing din po yun sa pera ng taong bayan.
And there you have it, some interesting yet pointed opinions from the people that we interviewed. A lot of experts have linked political dynasties with corruption, and they have warned us about the dangers of having all of the power concentrated to just one family. But at the same time, people have the freedom to choose who they want to put in power. I mean, we are a democratic country, so whether they're from a political dynasty or not, it's always up to them. What do you guys think? If you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, and share, and I'll see you next time on Opinionated. This is Seth Donka. See you.